Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode, and we have an international break this week. It's a special week. England played Brazil yesterday, and it was disappointing. We didn't really create much, and when you don't create much against a good side like Brazil, you obviously lose. Um, I think it was a game that really showed us where we were, how good we were, how good we were gonna be this year. And you can't really see much from one game, but it shows us the level we're about. Of course, we won't be playing Brazil in the Euros, but they're one of the sides we could have been beating. I think our squads had a few injuries, Harry Kane, such as but I think there's a lot to learn of this. Lucky it's just a friendly. But England in the last few years, England's record against top six teams have been really, really poor. And I think we really have to update that if we want to win major trophies like the Euros, national and the World Cup, because we can't rely on other smaller teams to win against these bigger teams because that's less likely. But I think we can. It was good to learn off this just before the Euros to see where our squad is at. Of course, we had a few injuries, but no excuses. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually think England was pretty good in the game. Created a lot of chances, just couldn't take those chances. So I was surprised when the game ended with England losing because I thought they had opportunities to at least score a goal and draw the game or something. They should have gone ahead, right, in the first half and early part of the second half, but they couldn't take their chances. But yeah, it's a friendly game. It's an opportunity for the team to learn. So I see that as a benefit. And I didn't realize they had a lot of players. Like it's the English team now there are a lot of players available, right, to play, and most of them are pretty good. So I think it can only get better. Um, I I think one of the teams that I'm tipping to do really well in the Euros will be England for sure.
Yeah, I just think you know I can't keep on saying this, but I think I will. It's just so good that you know we played this team at the time we did, and another big team that haven't fulfilled their potential, just like England playing next week as Belgium, and it's another top team. Even though they haven't been doing well with the players that they have, really they didn't take chance of the players that they have, the likes of um Doku now, Kevin De Bruyne, Courtois. I mean, it's just two teams that really have underperformed in the years that they've got a lot of prospects in their team. I think it'll be a good battle, but going back to England versus Brazil, I think we did we had the ball most of it. We didn't. It was just that one chance Brazil had at the end. Endrick 17, I think. Correct me if I'm incorrect, but 17 Endrick scoring against us late. We need to keep that composure. I feel like so many teams when the game is 0-0 and the game's getting to the end point, they crumble. I know I'm not going to bring Man United into this, but just like Man United, just like Spurs, um, I think England just have to make sure they don't become one of those teams who, in the last few minutes of the game, really fall out. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Uh, yeah, I think England will still do well going forward. It it comes down to concentration levels, right? At that point in the game, there were a lot of changes that happened. It's a lot of new people come on the field, so it impacts all these. But yeah, you would expect, the group of players because they play at top clubs, so they play at the top level. So it shouldn't really change the dynamics of the team that much if there is that many substitutions. But then that definitely impacts how the team plays and all the cohesion and people understanding the pace of the game and all that. So yeah, I'll give them a benefit of the doubt, but I think it was still a good game. It was a really competitive game. Didn't look like it was a friendly game, so that was a good thing to see.
Yeah, I think against the big teams, we really just have to convert our chances and we'll be fine. England, we're attacking firepower. We have Jude Bellingham, who's been really the talking point, the highlight of the season so far. Phil Foden, who's been outstanding, probably City's best player in the last few weeks. You know, against Man United, he did well as well. Um, and Harry Kane, of course, who's having an amazing season um with Harry
Bayern.
Bayern. Yes, I think once Harry Kane comes back in, he will have motivation in the Euros to really win something. He's only won the Audi Cup, and that's not really good enough for a whole career, especially with the path that he is and where he should deserves to be. So I think if if we can really push on the Euros and win a trophy that's well deserved with the par the players we have, we should have a really high standard, and I think we could possibly fulfill this high standard. And I think if all of our players play as well as they should, then it'll be a good Euros to come.
Yeah, yeah. I think the most important thing that I've realized about teams, regardless of where it is, be it at work, on the field, in the game, wherever it is, if everybody does their part, right? If I trust you to do your part and I do my part, that's when we all click together and we get good results. So hopefully going forward, they will click together and work better together, and they will be able to improve the results. I have good, high hopes for England this upcoming Euros. So I'll say, yeah, could be good.
Yeah, Kobbie Mainoo as well. Made his debut. I think well, we didn't see much from him, but still, I think he did pretty well. Keeping the normal thing that he does do. Of course, we can't say much because it's around him. But in the 20 minutes of everybody with him, I think he did well. And first cap for England. Hopefully, a lot more to come from him. He's a class player. Yeah, everyone compared to he's like a 25-year-old. So I think that's the first cap of the year. Um, it's just good to see him get out there and have a bit of fun against the bigger teams. And it's really what you want him to be doing, playing against the big teams early. Sad that in his first game for England he got a loss, overshadowed by another youngster, but still we didn't see much from him from what we did see. I think he could be a really pivotal England player for the Euros. Especially having midfield. Just imagine having Mainoo, Rice, and Bellingham as a midfield. It would be really good, and that would be the reason um England do win a lot of games in the Euros if they do.
Yeah, what do you think is his best position though? Is it more like box to box or sitting back in that holding role? Because
I
he's
definitely,
yeah, go ahead.
I definitely think he's definitely a box to box. I feel like just having him sitting back is just not good enough. The dribbling, the composure, the passing we saw for him against Liverpool shows what kind of player he can be. He is good defensively, but instead of having him as a central defensive midfielder, some people say I say we have him as a central midfielder, box to box central midfielder, the engine of any team's midfield.
Okay. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I think same. He's really good in going forward. I don't think he's the attacking midfielder type of player like Bruno Fernandes, right? But he works really hard and going back and forth. His tackling is really good. So I see the benefit in him being a box to box midfielder where he goes and then he supports the defense when needed. Um, I think that's a good addition to the England national team. because he was definitely on the radar for Ghana. Ghana were thinking of calling him up, and England were like, let's snap him up before it gets too crazy out here. So it was definitely a good thing to see him get the opportunity at the highest level. I think the England team will make him better because he'll be competing with even bigger opponents, right? So his game is going to just it just has to get better. If he keeps his head down and does the work every day and does his thing, I think he'll go places.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna come back to this in a few years. I think that the next big thing, the next big rivalry in Europe, definitely. I think will be Hendrik versus Kobbie Mainoo, two really good youngsters that play for really good teams. Hendrik actually isn't out of the yet. The next season he will be two big players who could really play a big part in their teams. I think that could be really the next big rivalry to come.
Which other games do you have on your mind?
France versus Germany. 2-0 to Germany.
I didn't see that game, but Germany won 2-0.
Yeah, one thing to also talk about, we don't normally see this, but Slovenian were scoring in the first 7 seconds of the game. What do you think of that?
Oh wow. Yep.
Yeah, it was ordinary goal as well. It was quite the goal. It was really quite the goal. I didn't expect it, to be honest. I did not expect it. I thought France would win this game, but obviously they didn't. I think a lot of people were doubting Germany and how, to be honest, poor they were before this international break, losing horribly in the World Cup, and even after that, not delivering at all. I think it was really good, Nagelsmann and his players to really show they're not all done, they still have fighting spirit. And of course, France, you would think they had the better team. Economically, your paper, maybe they did. Both teams have strong sides, though. But it shows that, I think Germany were the underdogs and underdogs can win. I'm not calling them an underdog because they're bad. They're still a really, really good team. So I'm putting them an underdog because of just how good France are and how good we will be. And the team runners up in the World Cup, you would expect them to be a team who really do nothing in the World Cup and after that, do nothing. But two really informed players scoring for Germany, I think it was a good performance for all of them. Ready to be playing this big side, seeing what they can do and testing them against the teams that they'll be facing in the Euros.
Yeah, that's definitely a surprising result for me, but at the same time, it's Germany. Germany, when they kick in, they kick in. So I'm impressed that they were able to win. France, yeah, France, they do these things sometimes where they go to tournaments, have a good tournament, and the next one is like it wasn't the same team, right? But looking at the lineup, it was a really strong team, so I would have expected them to give, Germany a closer game. But at the same time, it's two good teams, so if you don't take your chances, you get punished for it. And yeah, I don't think it defines what it's gonna look like at the Euros, but definitely something to look out for going into the Euros in summer.
Yeah. Any other games you want to talk about? What else do you think could
Um,
be?
Ghana lost to Nigeria 2-1. That was on Friday, I think. Yeah, with the new
Well,
coming in.
if I knew that was happening, I didn't. I would still expect our game to win against Ghana. Black Stars have been poor, to be honest. Nowhere near where it should be. Team with the most AFCON before, if I'm wrong for that. But really, they've been nowhere near where it should be. And actually, um, when was Ghana's last AFCON?
It was way back in the is it
Yeah,
90s? It's like I don't it's been years, like
19,
30, 40 years now.
They won their last AFCON in 1982, so
Yeah, yeah. So
good for a really, 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 really long time.
yeah,
And
really long time. It was before I was born, Joel. So
46 years. 46 years they've been. Wait, no.
so it's
Yeah.
been a
So,
very long time. We just pride ourselves in the fact that we've won AFCON. When we won four, I don't think anybody else had won four, and I think now Egypt is at like six or something like that. It's like it's ridiculous.
yeah. Anything else?
Um, no, I don't think I have any other games in mind. What else do you have?
I don't have anything else
Okay.
to talk about.
All right, sounds like this would be a quick one then.
Yep. Wait.
Okay.
Really, Ireland versus Belgium. No.
Oh, let's see.
I mean, to be honest, there's not much to say about this game. Really, I think Belgium should be winning that. As I said earlier, that's the team England are facing. The team underperforming by a lot, just like England. I think Ireland will be happy with this though. Looking at it, they did get 11 shots, one on target, more shots than Belgium, but less shots on target. They didn't have much possession though. It was. I mean, I just think Ireland will be happy with this. Um, of course, Belgium had the better team with the likes of Trossard, Dependa, who's been good this season, Tielemans. Um, but I definitely think Belgium, if they want to be good this year, and the 5-year-olds, they're going to beat teams like, and just like how England have to beat teams like Brazil.
Yeah, it's surprising to see Belgium. I would expect Belgium to win that game, right? But at the same time, again, it's Belgium where we expect them to do something great. They don't. I think the golden generation is phasing out, so this new group might be have a different motivation to be able to prove the world wrong because there were hopes for them to win even the World Cup right at the point, but they never materialized. So it's surprising going into the Euros that they're drawing with teams like nothing against Ireland, but that's a team that they should be beating. But then they are not there yet. But hopefully they turn up at the tournament and show the world what they are made of.
Yeah. I think that's it for me. What do you? Is that all for you?
Yeah, I think next week we will know who has qualified, right, for the Euros. There is a playoffs going on, so there are still a few games to go, right? So we can talk about that sometime next week.
Okay. Um. Bye, everybody. Thank you for listening. See you next week. Bye.
All right, thank you, Joel. Bye.